Okay, let's go to the Monday night game. Jets Colts, fascinating AFC game here. Colts open 6, now up to 7. The public loves that offense. They're up to 7 now. Total of 47. Jets though, they're riding high, and the Colts are flat after that Week 1 performance. Jets beat the Browns 31-10. We know they have a great defense, but the new quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick, he was decent. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. The defense got 5 turnovers. So Harvard, they won at home, and that was a breeze. But stiffer test now on the road for the Jets.
And where did Ryan Fitzpatrick go to college?
Harvard.
Anybody want to take a shot at that, Mr. Harvard? Anyway, I think we have a new. There's 2 slogans out there. It should be either "No More Geno" or "Fitz to Brandon Marshall." I think this is going to be a good passing combination. Chris Ivory, 4.5 yards per carry, gave him the balance. Todd Bowles got his first win last week. And I'll tell you another thing that I like. What a balanced attack. The Jets had 154 yards rushing and 179 yards passing. I mean, when you can do that and move the ball, I think that really throws everybody, especially with a Colts defense, it's going to throw them for a loop. And another thing that I looked at, 4 penalties only for this Jets team, which means they're playing together, they're working together, they have good chemistry, and they didn't have any blowups. 4 penalties is absolutely fantastic. When you look at the Colts side of the ball, look at this. The Colts, first of all, T.Y. Hilton, I don't know, he's got to be looked at. Luck, 2 interceptions. Gore, what's he doing out there? 31 yards rushing. He's old, like I mentioned last week.
He's collecting a paycheck is what he's doing.
He's working for the paycheck. They only had 64. In fact, I'll tell you what. They had 64 yards total rushing the entire game. Buffalo, they gave them 113 yards in penalties. So, I mean, the penalties doubled up on the rushing yardage for the Colts. And I'm telling you right now, there's an earthquake just like there was last year in San Francisco, and it is in that front office of the Colts. They got Irsay, they got Pagano, they got the general manager. All 3 of them are blaming each other, and they're going to have a whole lot of trouble. One more thing. A few years ago, I noticed that it was either with San Francisco or Seattle. I think it was with Seattle because they were such a bruising team on defense. Every team, the week after they played Seattle, failed to cover the spread. And it was amazing. Well, I think what happened with Buffalo last week, I think they put on such a defensive, beat-down, physical, bruised and sore beating on the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think there's a shot in the world that they're going to be physically able to cover this 7-point that they're going to be giving up. So I'm taking the Jets. I think the Colts are, they're not really phony, but these people that have them going to the Super Bowl, they're delusional, they're dreaming, because basically what you have is a great quarterback surrounded by overrated, mediocre tools to work with. So let's take the +7.
Yeah, this Colts team under offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton, they wanted to run the football the last couple of years, and that includes that trade for Trent Richardson. That didn't work out. Well, they started to run it on Sunday until they're down 24-0, and then they had to ask Luck to throw it all the time. That's really not what they want to do, but I would say why not do it with the kind of talent they have. Still, they only got 14 points against a great Buffalo defense. Now they're coming home, and Zach, it seems like the book is out on how to attack the Colts. Look at their last 2 meaningful games. The Patriots beat them 45-7. Patriots not a good running team, but they just ran it down their throats. Buffalo 147 yards on Sunday. So, is the book out on how to attack this team? And did the Colts not pay any attention to defense this offseason?
No, I just think when we talked about that Buffalo game last week, that was one of the games that I was real strong on with Buffalo. In Week 1, mentally, you've got to watch out for those type of matchups, and Buffalo was there for the Colts, and that's just the way it happened. But NFL season is a long season, and Week 2 you can really quickly forget about what happened Week 1. And I think if you look back at these type of spreads with the Colts the last year or two, Andrew Luck always responds. I mean, they did it against the Baltimore Ravens, they did it against a couple other teams at home last year, where their defense rises to the occasion at home. And we talked about Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I'll tell you what, he's been in the NFL for 11, 12 years, and there's a reason why he's been a starting quarterback for 7 or 8 different teams. He's not capable of pulling back-to-back games out of his hat. He just isn't. And I think the Colts will be prepared as a defensive team. And the Jets defense, I mean, Todd Bowles got the job because he's a defensive coordinator with the Arizona Cardinals, but the Jets defense doesn't have the same tools that the Arizona Cardinals have. And Johnny Manziel's flagrant fumbles and everything else that was happening last week is going to be in people's heads, and you want to jump on the Jets this week and say, hey, I'll take those points. But I think it's a tricky spot where you're going to have to lean and take the favorite in the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck is a Monday night quarterback. He destroyed the Giants last year on Monday Night Football. And if you look at the Colts at home, they really do play well at home. So I think you take the 7 points and have the Colts get a big victory.
Very interesting. So you don't react like the public. You remain even keel when you look at these games and from week to week. That's a big part of a handicapping, not getting too one-sided. Some of the technicals heavily favor the Colts. 21-6-1 spread run at home, and after a loss, tremendous bounce-back team. 16-4-1 against the spread, as well as 18-3 ATS after a defeat. With that said, I'm going to back the dog here because I like the Jets coming into this offseason simply because of the defense. I think when the season ends, they should have the best defense in the AFC, and that's going to keep them in every game. The offense was horrendous last year and is better with Fitzpatrick and Marshall, and I still have major concerns about this Colts defense getting blown out these last two games, so kind of a big spread here. I would lead toward the underdog in this big AFC matchup. Okay, let's take a look.
One other thing, too, when you say they were whatever they were after a loss, keep in mind, they could come back and win this game by 3 or 4 points, but just not cover the spread. So you got to remember that, so they just don't automatically bounce back and blow somebody out. There's been many of those games in part of that stats that they came back after a loss, they won the game but did not cover the spread. I can very much see them winning the game but not covering the spread. 7's a lot of points.
Yeah, some of the other head-to-head matchups with these teams, the Jets-Colts 5-2 against the spread. The home team is. Jets are 4-1 against the spread, and the over is 5-1 against the spread.
Exactly.
All right, let's tell you what we have going on. We have a handicapper 3-pack. You get a play from Zach Harvard and Jim Feist that is now 17-5 since the beginning of last season. Had a nice winning day on Saturday. How can they get that, Harvard?
Well, first of all, the last 2 Saturdays we were 5-1. We all put up total of 6 games for us 3. 5-1 is outstanding. I'm 2-0, perfect. Won my 10-star with Oklahoma last week, and went 2-1 on Saturday, 2-1 on Sunday. Had the big San Francisco play on Monday. In fact, on Sunday, I don't even know if I told you this, but I bet the Bills in St. Louis. Not only, it's pretty easy, but I bet it both on the money line, which was pretty good also. I didn't give them out on the money line. I just gave them out as Bills in St. Louis. I have an offer that probably pretty much is something that I haven't seen anyone do this in quite some time, if ever. But last year, remember this, I was 23-9 with my 10-star plays. We had thousands and thousands and thousands of games to choose from. I only played 32 of these. They were very special, and I'm telling you right now, they're exclusive, they're rare. I don't have to have a whole bunch of them, but right now I have a 10-star play coming with a guarantee this Saturday. It must win by 7 points over your point spread, or the remainder of all the 10-star plays, all the high roller plays, the 10-star high roller plays are yours absolutely free for the month of September. I'm also giving a TV best bet right now on the show, USC minus the 10 points. In fact, I think it dropped to 9.5, but lay the 9.5 or 10. They're playing a Stanford team, and you only have to know one thing. The Stanford coach was too stupid to go down and get Rosen, a guy that wanted to go to Stanford, and he said, no, I don't think we're going to go down and even give you a shot at it. So he went to UCLA, and the rest is going to be history. But that's how dumb this stupid coach is for Stanford, and his team isn't much better for, a 4-star school. I mean, come on. All right, anyway, USC minus 9.5, but your best bet is to get my 10-star with the guarantee. Must win by 7 points over your point spread, or all the remaining 10-star plays for September are absolutely free, and there'll be a detailed message on there on how you can email me to get them, just in case I win, but don't cover the spread by 7.
All right, very good. You can't beat that, Arvin. Zach, you had a best bet for this week?
Yeah, my best bet, I think I'll stick with the Monday night selection that we just discussed with the Colts. I think it's going to be a good spot for people to get some favored money and get some cash on Monday for the same reason I just discussed.
All right, our best bet will be the Green Bay Packers in that Sunday night game. Jim Feist is off a 13-6 weekend, 7-2 in the NFL, 6-1 with his high roller releases. Those plays are $500 a piece online. You can get those at jimfeist.com. Plus, for Thursday, Jim's going to have a free play on the Thursday NFL game. You can get that just by calling the phone number on your screen. All right, that'll do it for the Week 2 version of the NFL edition of Proline. We will be back next week with another edition. Good luck with the games, everyone, and we'll see you then.